Are we ready to start our day, July 2nd, just about 8 o'clock in the morning? And what's going on? Birds and rabbits are scurrying. There's a catbird, and there's a little bunny rabbit right there. He's tiny. Look at him. They multiply like rabbits, don't they? He just went down to where the bees are. Yeah, I was going to start off with something completely different. I get distracted so easily. I was going to say something like pop quiz. What is wind? Wind is air moving from high to low pressure. Where's the high? Where's the low? You want to see something even more confusing? I'll show you the surface analysis from 9Z. Oh yeah, another pop quiz. What is 9Z? 900 hours Zulu. The time in Greenwich, England, and we are 4 hours behind, so 9 minus 4, 5. That's the 5 a.m. surface map, and there's a 10-12 high pressure system over the Great Lakes, and there's a 10-15 low pressure system over the coast of Maine. Do you see what's wrong with that picture? The barometer in the high pressure system is lower than the barometer in the low pressure system. And you want to be a meteorologist. I just want to get the weather forecast right once in a while. We've been going back and forth on today. It doesn't even show a warm front on that map I just showed you. You want to look from space? How high is the GOES East satellite? What is the GOES East satellite? Geostationary over our head at 22,300 miles. Is it fair that I'm doing a pop quiz on a Sunday? Sure, why not? Because we've been studying this stuff the last several days. Just a huge cloud. Huge cloud. There was a little sunshine in southeastern Massachusetts this morning. And how about the radar? This is called analysis. When you look at all these numbers and maps, this is an analysis. Hopefully it's going to help you generate a forecast. Hopefully. Radar shows just a ton of rain, then kind of a break. I mean, it looks like tropical downpours there in western Massachusetts, 8 a.m. And then there's a break, and then there's more rain. So expect rain with a break and then more rain for today, Sunday. Most of the rain is going to be just north of the south coast. I think Cape Cod, where the sun is out a little bit, is the driest weather today. Let's look at the velocity azimuth display also on the radar. As you look up in the sky, it shows the wind over, where's the radar? In Norton, Massachusetts, or Taunton. The wind up in the sky, up around 6,000 feet over southern New England, is from the southwest, and then it stays from the southwest 20 to 40 knots all the way up. Just barely enough wind to generate some gusty thunderstorms if we get the thunderstorms to power a little higher in the sky. You get some of those gusts down near the ground, but it doesn't look like severe weather. The severe weather threat is off to our south today and probably tomorrow. Very interesting this morning. I don't know if it's right or not, but Mount Washington, summit of Mount Washington at 47 degrees. The wind is from 0 degrees. Pop quiz, what direction is 0 degrees? North. Correct. You guys are smart. Boats are pointed kind of the south. Yesterday we were down the Bass River, and Kevin's going, this wind is from the southeast. I said, no, it's southwest. No, it's southeast. Two brothers that grew up there. Southeast is more of a fog direction. Anyhow, those boats are pointed toward the southeast right now, which is the fog direction. So when you have a warm front, supposedly there's a warm front here today. We've been talking about this all week. About 4 or 5 days ago, the Euro had a low pressure system going along a warm front to our south, which would have kept our wind from the north, which kind of substantiates what Mount Washington is saying. But now all the guidance, which over the last several days had pulled that warm front up into the sort of Albany, New York to Portland, Maine line, now it has decided today the warm front is going to stay across just south of I-90. And that makes a really big difference because it's right there where you're going to focus your heavier rains, right on that warm front and just north of the warm front. The action is the warmer air comes up from the south and hits somewhat cooler air, and it rises, and that lift makes the air cool and condense into clouds and showers and downpours. And the more wind you have aloft, the greater chance there is you're going to get some powerful thunderstorms. And you look at the 700 millibar chart, It doesn't show a lot of wind. It's just 700 millibars. That's around 10,000 feet. Looks like 20 to 40 knots. So just enough for some gusty thunderstorms, but that's enough power to sort of lift the atmosphere, the air in the lower atmosphere, to create this rain on the boundary. It always takes a boundary of some kind. Look at that cold blue going across the Great Lakes late in the week. Ridging comes in here, so after a few wet days, midweek, we're going to dry out and be fairly warm, hot. And then late in the week, look at that cold going across southeastern Canada. That's going to generate some heavy thunderstorms to the south of that boundary. T-Rex is stuck by the sounds of things. You got an issue down there, Rex? Can we help you with something? We're trying to do the forecast. Oh, that hydrangea snagged you, huh? Oh, nothing like a hydrangea snag. While we're at the hydrangea, why don't we check out some other things down here? This is that vine that comes up, that pretty glory vine, right? Do we have any glories? Can we show you some glories? Pretty weeds, very pretty weeds. It's hard for me to pull pretty weeds. We got pretty weeds all over the place in here, and some funky stuff that I don't really know about, like that. And what is this thing? What is that? It's so pretty. Looks like some kind of alien. We've got aliens in the garden here. A lot of weeds. Hey, focus. Focus. That's a pepper plant. Cucumbers are taken off that way. Mint. No, that's catnip. I got catnip. Tomatoes. Ralph in Connecticut says his tomatoes are big, and I think, Ralph, did you say you got a tomato out? Harvested a red tomato already? I'm far from red tomatoes. Pumpkins are going nuts. But we do have tomatoes. I got those little guys. There are probably some bigger ones in there. I got a lot of work to do in here. What's the rain so far? 0.02. I'm not even sure when we got that. I haven't been around here in a while. And about 70 degrees, so right on the warm front. Warm front usually means fog and drizzle, and that's what's happening right now, but it's going to turn into heavier rain. Challenging my camera in the focus department today, aren't I? Timing the showers and thunderstorms is nearly impossible. We're at 7 minutes. Don't cancel your plan, but it looks a lot wetter than we thought earlier. 10-day rainfall accumulation. There's the couple of blasts for today, and tomorrow evening, hopefully, it's going to quit just in time for our fireworks here in Weymouth, and it looks more optimistic for Tuesday night, July 4th in Boston. It looks drier. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we're probably going to be warm to hot and not too stormy. And then another upper-level trough we saw a few minutes ago is going to come in here next weekend. So shower and storm threat returns. Cape Cod, driest weather in New England, it looks like. But yeah, as I say a lot, we're calling the play-by-play on this. How'd you do on your pop quiz? Oh yeah, there's smoke in the atmosphere too, but we're not going to notice it too much. Most of it's high up in the sky, and it's enshrouded in clouds. So smoky raindrops, downpours today. Hopefully I'll have better news for you tomorrow. Leave you with a little bit of Cape Cod yesterday, and last night there was a terrible accident on Route 3. Not talking about the one in Weymouth or Hingham. This one was closer to Duxbury, and people had to get off the highway. And I was one of the first people to know, because there was a policeman right next to me that says, shut down Route 3. And I actually, for the first time in my life, went the wrong way on a highway and an off-ramp. Slow and careful. I still don't know what happened there. All right, talk to you later. They say Maine Coons are helpers, but they're not really helping me bring in the cushions. Yeah, a lot of cushions to bring in because we are having a gathering, and I'm going to try and do my best to keep them as dry as possible. Just actually had a little shower, a little convection here. 10 o'clock in the morning, Cape Cod, but here comes the sun. A lot of places already getting the sun. Coming in from west to east. Oh, yellow finches, pretty. Or is that an oriole? Today's chore, not so fun, turning over the house for the new guests. No matter how many towels you leave, they will use every one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 2 people checked in. I know they had company, but maybe I'm going to try to leave 100 to see if they'll actually use 100 towels. Really torture myself. What do you think? Ha! Cynic. Snarky. The laundry is done. Not all the beds are made yet, though. And it's gorgeous outside. Look what's playing on the television. I hope those towels don't fall over. I'm almost outdoors. That's iptimelapse.com technology without the time lapse. Oak trees are already turning colors. Just talked to Janet in Weymouth. She says it's a really low-level fog with the sun shining. It's just totally sunny here in South Venice. It's gorgeous. Feels like about 85 degrees. Feel of Florida. What a summer. Cape Cod weather keeps overachieving. Come on down. I'm leaving though. There was a cardinal in there with them too. Those lovebirds. The beach is in pretty good shape. The raft, however, looks like it's a crematorium for blue crabs. The gulls come out here, drop them down, and eat the guts out of them and leave the rest for us. The tamale right in there. That's their favorite part. The crabs are getting big fast. They look like they've been cooked, don't they? How do you get there?
It's dead.
I'm not sure.
Oh, it just moved.
It's gross. It stinks.
Yeah, Sean, I think that crab's dead.
The flies have already decided.
We did that when we were their age. Right there.
Yeah, we did.
How many years ago was that? 54? Yeah. What's going on with those birds over there? You get some bait fish going on in Fallon's Pond. Something. Wow. That beach has the best sunshine right now. Most people and the most birds. There'll be fireworks tonight. Citizens fireworks tonight. Probably some public ones too.
Yeah, in that corner.
Over there, on the Yarmouth side. Anybody we know? All backlit right now. Serious emergency on Route 3 northbound, just out of Plymouth, just about into Marshfield, I think. Road shut down, 8:40 p.m. northbound. I am now getting off an on-ramp. The road is shut down. I'm one of the only people that knows. So I end up in Situate of all places. Old stomping grounds. Almost full thunder / corn moon.